Today I want to talk about how I got my first job out of college. So picture this. I am in my senior year of college and I didn't have any sort of a fancy big corporate internship on my resume that potentially would have led me to a full-time offer. None of that. I had a couple of internships, but they were at smaller companies. Another one was at a non-profit organization, and I wasn't really interested in pursuing the work at those companies. What I was interested in was actually getting a job all the way in San Diego, California. Now, I was studying in a very small liberal arts college in Kentucky. So, Kentucky, California, kind of a big move. And I didn't have any recruiters who would come all the way from San Diego to Kentucky to recruit people for jobs out there. That wasn't happening. And also I didn't have any leads or connections to basically try to establish some sort of rapport with people in California. So what did I do? So basically I went on my alumni network and I filtered by alumni who work in the San Diego, California area. And interestingly enough, there were a couple of people, and one of them was working in higher education management, I believe. And that was a field that was unrelated to what I wanted to do, but at least it was someone, at least from the area of San Diego. So I messaged that person, and soon enough I got an answer. Basically what I asked that lady was, hey, I see you're working for this university. I am very interested in attending a career fair that's going to happen at your university. The career fair is restricted to students from your college. Is there any way that maybe they can make an exception for me? Could you possibly arrange something? And so she did. She responded pretty soon and she said, hey, yeah, definitely, I'd love to help. And she essentially found a way for me to get in that career fair, which was awesome. That's all I needed. I just needed at least a way to talk to people, to talk to these recruiters from San Diego. So that, in retrospect, was the best thing that I could have at that point, because it provided me with an opportunity to speak with different recruiters and to establish some sort of a connection and basically get leads. So fast forward 3 months later, after being on the phone with multiple recruiters from that career fair, I ended up getting a full-time job working for a startup that I found at that career fair. And funny enough, the people at the startup told me that the fact that I went through all these hoops of trying to get into that career fair made me stand out as a candidate for them when they were viewing my candidacy for the job. So kind of a fun fact. You never know what things are going to stand out for you. So something to think about. But I think the biggest takeaway in my experience of getting a job out in San Diego, even though I had zero connections or zero leads at the beginning, being all the way from Kentucky, the biggest takeaway is when you do your networking, so to speak, I think most people think that they're gonna talk to one person and then that person should give them the answer or whatever it is that they need. And most of the time, I guarantee you that that's not how it works. So that's why probably a lot of people give up, or they just say, hey, I'm just bad at networking, it's not for me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it is intimidating. I'm not good at networking, but I'm good at just working hard and knowing what is it that I want. And so basically my advice to you is, if you are job searching, it doesn't have to be that you're graduating from college. You can be in any point in your life. When you do your networking, it's like it's like a big cycle or a big web of people. You may speak with one person, and that one person may not know the answer to your question or the person that you really need to talk to, but they may know someone else who knows someone else who knows someone else, so on and so forth, that will probably lead you to whatever it is that you're looking for. But it's a long process and it takes time. So as long as you're doing this early enough and as long as you're willing to put in the work, the payoff can be extremely huge. So I encourage you to do all these things, to start early, to talk to people, to not be afraid to tell them, hey, this is what I want, this is where I want to be, please keep me in mind, or hey, is there anybody you know who works in that field, or something along those lines. If you're willing to do all these kinds of things and you understand that this is a process and you have to be patient, you're off to a good start.